Oh, peanut butter and jelly again? How you doing, Jersey? Welcome to the Star Ledger Newsroom, Thursday, September 4th. It's time for our back-to-school edition of Ledger Live. A lot of students went back yesterday. Other districts are starting up today. Some went back even Tuesday. For a look at what schools in New Jersey are facing as students return, I spoke with John Mooney, our education reporter. He's been on the beat here for about 10 years. Check it out. So, John, what are the big issues facing the schools this year? What are you going to be following mostly?
Well, Brian, like a lot of years, a lot of it's about money. And this year it just seems all the tighter. The economy is clearly driven up some costs for schools. Parents are more hard-pressed themselves. And schools are being asked to do more and more every year in terms of the achievement of kids, in terms of the programs they offer. And the resources to do so are only getting tighter.
And there's changes coming possibly down the road with the Abbott decision that oversees a lot of this funding for poorer districts?
Yeah, it's a court case that's pretty much driven school funding in New Jersey for the last 3 decades or so, and the Corzine administration is challenging it before the Supreme Court and trying to take funding in a slightly different direction, but it could be the end of Abbott versus Burke as we know it.
And that has really overseen a lot of what the state, how a state spends education money for a long time.
Oh, it's pretty much urban schools and how much we spend there, which is among the highest in the country. Have largely driven school funding.
Do you think there's a good chance that that could be overturned?
I think Corzine wants to do something a little different that's going to sort of extend some of those programs to other districts with poor kids, and it's going to be a very different landscape. And I think the court may very well go along with it.
Would that plan drive costs up even further? Because Abbott has been criticized for causing, price of education to go higher and higher. Now, does Corzine want to do even more?
In some ways, it's going to spread those costs, and it could lead to some less spending, and certainly the advocates have said it's going to lead to some cuts in urban districts as we know it, but it's going to spread some of those programs like preschool and the like to other districts with poor kids. So.
And for kids themselves, a kid going into school, anything different they're going to be facing this year?
Well, again, there's a lot of pressure on schools to raise achievement of these kids. Tests, there's going to be more testing. There's going to be a lot more programs to serve kids who aren't doing as well. So yeah, it's getting more intense out for these kids.
Thanks a lot, John.
Yep, thank you.
All right, the first day of kindergarten is always a dramatic and possibly traumatic day for students and parents alike. I can still remember the first day of kindergarten, Holy Spirit School in Union back in 1976, I think it was. This video brought back some serious memories for me. Check it out.
Welcome to the first day of the 2008-2009 school year.
Kindergarten students all over New Jersey began their elementary school careers on Wednesday. At Gregory School in West Orange, teacher Jean Torito guided her students through the tiers and new routines with relative ease.
The first day, well, it's starting to learn routines, getting familiar with the classroom, getting comfortable with me, learning the name of at least one friend, and then just finding out that school is a great place to be and that they can enjoy it because they're going to be here for a long time.
And then when we finish with playtime, then Mom will be coming, and then you go home and you have the whole rest of the afternoon at home. Okay?
There you go. What else do I want to accomplish? That they'll be happy enough to come back tomorrow. Open up your little nappa. I think that's such a funny song.
So in the end, everyone survived the first day.
But it was great. Thanks for bringing them. Thanks for taking them home.
Only 179 days left until summer vacation.
Looks like the kid who was crying into his juice box finally made it through the day. All right, we're going to wrap things up by taking a look at the comments coming in on our NJ.com news blogs. We had a story about schools trying to cut costs, exactly what John Mooney was talking about. Specifically, this story was about how schools are trying to cut down the cost of fuel for buses. And the comment comes in from Sharpie Man, who says, convert these buses to biodiesel and use the grease from the school cafeteria deep fryer for fuel. Or eliminate buses. Have kids walk to school like back in the day. This will also help with childhood obesity. Funny, quite a few people have commented saying kids need to get back to walking back to school, both to save money and to combat obesity. Also had a story from John Mooney today about Freehold Regional School District. This is where 3 administrators had received pay hikes, pay upgrades because of degrees they had. It turns out those degrees came from mail-order diploma mills, and now John reports today that they are going to have to take those titles away from their names. And this comment comes in from BWCO, who says, "How can these people teach kids if they themselves do not know the basics of honesty and integrity? Resign now. Even if they still have their master's degrees, they are not qualified to teach or administer." All right, that wraps up Ledger Live for today. Keep in touch. Send us your photos, videos, emails. Shoot them to us at ledgerlive@starledger.com. And as usual, you can log on and sound off on our news blogs at NJ.com. All right, Jersey, take it easy.